Before I introduce our panelists, I'm thrilled to welcome Professor Klaus Schwab, founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum, for some introductory remarks.
Thank you very much, Catherine. The title of this session is Countering COVID-19 Shocks in Fragile Context. And we all are aware that shocks pose a significant threat to peace, stability, and achieving actually sustainable development goals. I'm very proud that we are here joined by the members of the Humanitarian Resilience Investing Initiative and the forum which was created in order to unlock investor capital in fragile context.
World Bank projections look to 70 million people potentially sliding into extreme poverty this year as a result of COVID-19 and its socioeconomic ripple effects. And this would be the first increase in global poverty since 1998. There's also the expectation that 2 million preventable deaths could occur due to health disruptions caused by COVID-19. And for displaced and conflict-affected people, the economic impact of this pandemic is really creating several additional crises: hunger, education, homelessness. So I'd love to begin with Filippo Grandi, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. And you've framed it as COVID-19 being an emergency on top of many other emergencies. So can you tell us what you mean by that and a little bit more about the real impact you're seeing of COVID-19 on refugees?
Thank you, Catherine, and thank you, Klaus, for this initiative. It may seem always that talking about refugees is a very niche issue. It's a small group of people, although, of course, there's almost 80 million of them between refugees and displaced around the world. But certainly they represent only a fraction of the total number of vulnerable people that are impacted in different ways by COVID. But I think it is quite illustrative to talk about refugees because the impact on them exemplifies very much what happens to others. From the health point of view, refugees, interestingly, are not particularly more exposed than other groups. We haven't seen, surprisingly perhaps, any major outbreak even in very crowded refugee camps. It may still happen. This pandemic is very unpredictable, but we haven't seen it. So the hazards to which refugees are exposed are similar to others, and requiring, by the way, the same responses and the same prevention, including eventually inclusion in vaccine distribution, which may be a little bit more complicated.